Is this a move to try and shore up confidence, or is it genuinely one where they're trying to actually raise money?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me, guys. And it seems the news flow never ends on Adani Group. And definitely, I think this has come out as a, bolt out of the blue for a lot of the investors as well as market participants, because nobody was expecting them to do, raise funds through this route. At this point of time, 3 firms from the group, that is Adani Transmission, Adani Enterprise, which is the flagship, and Adani Green, have indicated that they will hold a board meeting to raise funds via securities, which may also include a stock sale. So at this point of time, it seems like the speculation in the market is that they are trying to raise funds, of course, because they continue to want to deleverage their balance sheet. They want to reduce their debt levels, also shore up confidence among investors after what's been a very turbulent 3 months for the group after ever since that short attack came out from Hindenburg back in January.
CJ, what's changed since Adani pulled its previous share sale?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's been a lot of activity on the group. As you know, they have been trying to assuage investors about their debt position. They have trimmed down their capital expenditure programs going ahead, although they do maintain that their longer-term ambitions still remain on track as far as the green energy is concerned, ports is concerned, or airports is concerned. But at this point of time, it seems like they have got some bit of confidence from the recovery that we have seen in the stocks of the group. As you may remember, after GQG Partners bought stake in 4 of the group's firms back in early March, we have seen a decent amount of recovery. The market cap has seen about $30 to $35 billion of recovery, although it still remains quite off from the peaks before the Hindenburg attack came in. So at this point of time, with the volatility in the stocks per se now going down a bit more compared to where we were back in January and February, a decent amount of recovery. Also, let's not forget that when we, last month we did the story where we indicated that retail investors, the mom and pop investors in India, were among the biggest buyers during the crash that we saw in the group's shares back in January, February, and March. So clearly, there is a lot to be confident about as far as the group is concerned, but a lot of question marks are still hanging over how they want to go about reducing their debt, how are they going to fund the existing capex, because the cash levels at the group are still not enough, according to a lot of analysts, to fund the existing capex that they need to do, leave alone the new capex that they probably want to plan going ahead. So I think there is a good need of funds for the group, but we will have to wait and see whether this is something that they are just taking, the board's approval to raise funds, or whether they will also act upon it as soon as possible and ensure that funds flow in to the 3 firms at least who have at this point of time indicated that they're going to seek their board's approval for fundraising.
Overall, looking at reaction from the investors out there, how is they taking this?
At this point of time, I think, of course, a lot of surprises there. If you look at, some of the pre-market quotes we're getting on the group, clearly the screen is all green as far as the Adani Group stocks are concerned so far. But I think generally, if they were to probably look at fundraising, I think that will give the investors confidence that the group is quite serious about bringing down their debt levels, which of course has been one of the biggest question marks about them. Also, remember that the 3 firms who have, especially the flagship firm Adani Enterprises, the free float there is quite low. And because if they were to do, an equity share issue probably going ahead, which is one of the options that they are mulling in the board resolution, then that could improve the liquidity level in the stock, which was one of the factors that Hindenburg had also mentioned in his report. So there is, of course, a little bit of confidence recovery that is happening. But if you speak to portfolio investors, they generally indicate that it is going to take at least 2 or 3 more quarters for the overall confidence in the group to recover as far as investors are concerned.